What up, CDL fans? It's going to be another game day here, another preseason game day, as a matter of fact. Uh, Day 2 of preseason, the second and final day of the preseason. Basically, every development league team playing against their pro affiliate, both of their pro affiliates, within the 2 days of the preseason. So, you know, one day against one team, the next day against the other team. So, bunch of great games that are going to be happening here in this game day, and of course, games that you can request. And I might say it in the vid, but actually, probably right after I give you this whole spiel, I'll get you not right down to the field, but first review all the matchups that, hey, if you want them, just go to Facebook, like us at Car Demolition League. You can find them there without any doubt. Just basically just pick one of the games you want to watch if you're a fan of a certain team, or think you want to be a fan of a certain team, or if you want to be a fan of the league. I'll upload every game for you, or all the ones you want to see. Might not have all the fancy stuff that the regular video will have. As a matter of fact, preseason is pretty much what you're gonna get by getting the the regular request vid. I mean, it's not gonna be nothing fancy. I might add the helmet in there or whatever, but you know, might add stuff in there. But preseason, not taking it too seriously, because really, who takes preseason serious? Nonetheless, some teams definitely could that got beat yesterday. Well, in yesterday's game day, the first preseason game day, like for example, Miami and San Jose, both of them taking 15-0 losses to their D League affiliate. I mean, when you get beat by your farm team in a shutout, that speaks a lot of volumes. And you gotta wonder if those D League teams or the cars on them can perform the same way today against their other pro affiliates. Orlando actually going to be taken on, let's see, Bradford, and not San Jose, Mexico City. It's going to be, did I say Sacramento? I might call them Sacramento because they were Sacramento. The owner, Brandon, decided to move them to Mexico City. So if I said Sacramento, I apologize. Mexico City Jaguars is what they are called now. They got the 15-0 win over San Jose in yesterday's game day. They're going to be actually in this game day, I believe. Orlando is too. But Mexico City will be taking on the Tampa Bay Gators. So that's all coming up in this game day. It's going to be a fun one, I believe. So main event is Chicago, Toronto, and gonna have fun with it. CDL season. After this game day, it is regular season. So yeah, let's get it all underway. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to CDL Live. Our first game on tap looks to be a good one. But before getting started, I send out our best wishes to Tim Geiser. Get well soon. His initials there and everything. That's for him. And as we look forward to his team about to play in a little bit, both of his teams. It is preseason here in the Car Demolition League, the last day of preseason games, second and last day, as every D League team plays both of their pro affiliates, I guess you could say, get a way to put it. In the first day of competition, the pro teams went 17 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie, 1 overtime loss against D League teams. Today, let me count out the record for you so far. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, 8-0, 8-0-0-1, 9-0-0-1, 9-0-1-1, 9-0-1-2. Let's see here, 10-0-1-2, 11-0-1-2, 11-0-1-3. Let's see, 11, 1, 1, and 3. So, yeah, 11, 1, 1, and 3 today. So take that with yesterday. That'd be 28 wins. Let me see, 3 losses, 2 ties, and 5 overtime losses for the pros. So, but nonetheless, pros have really dominated the whole preseason so far, which is an expected occurrence. See if it continues today. It should be a great matchup, as a matter of fact. That starts us off. The defending Crash Bowl champions, the world champions of the Car Demolition League, Alex Johnson's Los Angeles Blades, on the road to take on their D-League affiliate, still Alex's team here. They are now the Oklahoma City Strikers. Last year they were the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Bulls, and they made it all the way to the Soldiers Cup Finals, only to lose in overtime against Syracuse. So 2 highly rated teams in their own leagues going head-to-head here. 2 teams with very high expectations, defending world champs and D-League's runner-up from last year. So that being said, about time to get this game started. Let's get a look at the lineups. Pink Indy Jr. will start things off for the Los Angeles Blades, and following him out will be the 2014 CDL MVP. That is far future there. Coming out after him will be Cove Light, and at 5-point gainer, Greelina. Now to the home side of the field, these Oklahoma City Strikers. Coming out first for them, Jet Threat. Going to get another crack at taking on teams today here, as he didn't have the greatest performance in yesterday's matchup against Puerto Rico. But he gets a shot against LA. Coming out after him is Blue Star. Red Spectite takes the captain spot and at 5-point gainer, Indy 5 Jr. Well, you want to see Carr stepping up. We'll see what happens. Jet Threat was good defensively. We'll see how he does against an offensive monster like Pink Indy Jr. And here we go, game on. No interference, very close. Both cars still up anyway. We go at it again. Jet Threat still staying up, and he's taking a pound. Which is something Alex Johnson has to be happy to see, that he's competing, but he's not gotten any flips here in the preseason. Alex Johnson was thinking about, well, the whole thought process was drop one of either Blue Star or Black Star, but now he might not have to do anything. Keep it the way it is. Jet Threat just not producing, and maybe he needs more practice time or of the sort, or maybe he'd be a tradable card. If you're Alex Johnson, maybe wondering, should I have taken back Dragon Jr. or not, but nonetheless. Jet Threat versus Dragon Jr. That's a matchup. But nonetheless, Blue Star now out there trying to tie this game up for Oklahoma City. He does battle with Pink Indy Jr. It's a 5-0 game. The Blades in the lead. Not anymore. It's a tie game at 5. Blue Star getting a good flip there. And now Far Future is out there to battle with Blue Star. And Blue Star is down. 10-5. Los Angeles back in the lead. OKC now sending out Red Spectite to battle the MVP from last year. And a timeout going to be called by OKC. So we'll retape that front end to prevent it from flying up again there. Red Spectite could end up being a cut, as a matter of fact, because of that. Depending on what Alex Johnson would want to do. Kind of an up-in-the-air thing. And Alex Johnson might be in a pretty tough situation to where you got 12 talented cars the way he does. I mean, to where, hey, all 3 of his teams were in a championship game. And you got that kind of talent on your squads. Sometimes hard to pick who's going to make the starting squads and who is going to be on your D-League squad. So, see, really has to be paying attention to these games to where they all go head-to-head against each other. Saw his 2 teams, Puerto Rico and Los Angeles, battle it out in just last year's Crash Bowl. course, like I just said, Los Angeles, defending champions. They got the win in that game, 15-10. And his minor league team, Oklahoma City, last year they were Wilkes-Barre Scranton. And they lost in the Soldiers Cup Finals in overtime. Still an impressive season to get all three of your squads to championship games. So, huge thing. So a little quick tape job on Red Spectite. He's ready to go. Game back on. And Red Spectite has the flip on Far Future. So we are tied at 10. And now Cove Light out there to battle with Red Spectite. And Cove Light has the flip on Red Spectite there. 15-10. Los Angeles back in the lead. And here comes the offensive car here for Oklahoma City. That's Indy 5 Junior. No interference. Very close. Both cars still up anyway. And Cold Light is down. So the score 15-15, and the Blades and the Strikers are going into overtime. And that's how good Alex has built up his D-League team. They're at the point to where they can take on the world champions and give them a fight here. Indy 5 Junior out there against Greelina. And they go head-to-head. Both cars down, and this game ends in a tie. 15-15, the final score between the Los Angeles Blades and the Oklahoma City Strikers. What a matchup. And, I mean, for both sides, I mean, really, what do you do if you're Alex Johnson? He's got some tough calls to make. Puerto Rico got the 15-5 win over Oklahoma City, but the Blades, it was a little bit tougher for them. And they couldn't get the job done. It was a tie game. So, a lot of things on the table, I guess, for the Los Angeles Blades, I suppose, and for Alex Johnson in general. Both of his teams, all of his teams performing really extremely well. So, that being said, this game is done. Ends in a tie. 15-15 the final score between OKC and LA. Coming up next, the Orlando Rage picked up the 15-0 win over Miami in yesterday's preseason game. So they were one of the two, one of only two teams that actually outright beat their D-League or their pro opponent. It's the way that it was done. They won that game 15-0. Orlando looking for similar results today against Bradford. That is next on CDL Live. Stay tuned. Well, welcome back to CDL Live, and we could see something that has never happened before in CDL history, and that's for a D-League team. Well, maybe it happened once before, but not to my memory. A D-League team going 2-0 in the preseason. That's what could happen right here. It could happen twice, this game and the next game, but nonetheless, it is a matchup between the Bradford Brawlers and their D-League affiliate, the Orlando Rage. Orlando beat their other pro affiliate, the Miami Mafia, yesterday. Shane Geiser looking for kind of similar things, looking to see if Gold Dust can step up again, and also he wants to check out his free agent that he drafted, Brutalistic. So, a couple things that Shane Geiser might want to look into as far as his teams, all three of them. So, really no importance in saying which team represents, which car represents which team down on this D-League squad, because of the simple fact that he can rearrange them however he wants between the teams. So, that's kind of how it works. Become a CDL owner, you can do the same things yourself. But nonetheless, Bradford Brawlers and Orlando Rage. Let's get a look at the lineups. Brutalistic will start things off for Bradford, followed by Whiteout. Green Indy takes the captain spot, and Spinebuster will be coming out at 5-point gainer. To the home side of the field, Gold Dust will start things off for Orlando after going 3-0 in that last preseason game. Coming out after him will be Dirty Rat. At the captain spot, Uncle Sam. And at 5-point gainer, Silverback. So that being said, game about to be underway. Gold Dust out there against the rookie Brutalistic. They go head-to-head, and Brutalistic is down. 5-0 in favor of Orlando. Out comes Whiteout. And Gold Dust is down. But hey, 4-1 in his 2 games. Hey, that's not bad at all. So now out there against Dirty Rat is Whiteout. Score tied at 5. Both Dirty Rat and Whiteout are down. 10-10 the score. And now you see Green Indy getting ready to take on Uncle Sam. Green Indy definitely, I'd say, is the favored car in this matchup. And he proves why. Gets the job done. 15-10 Miami in the lead. And out comes Silver Vet trying to force overtime. Now both cars are back up. I don't know if that was an interference. Looked close, but both cars were down. Would have to get back up anyway. So it's a redo. And that time definitely an interference. That's going to save Green Indy there. And the weight of Silver Indy coming into or Silver. Yeah, I think he liked being called an Indy there. Silver Vet getting the flip there. Forcing overtime. Green Indy is down, and now Silver Vet out there against Spinebuster. Good defensive car that Spinebuster is, but Silver Vet is a heavyweight. Can't make quite the name for himself, and hey, Orlando came close to being 2-0 in the preseason against pro teams. But it didn't happen. 20-15 the final in overtime. And it's the Bradford Brawlers who have the win over the Orlando Rage. So that being said, we will get on to our next game as I mark down the score, trying to find words. But nonetheless, getting on to the next game, it's the same situation. The Mexico City Jaguars will be taking the field for the second time in their existence against the Tampa Bay Gators. And of course, Mexico City, huge first preseason game, first home game. They get a 15-0 win over the San Jose Storm. Looking for similar performances, and especially Turbo 15, or 15 Turbo rather. He was a car that came through in the clutch. Can he do the same today? We're about to find out if he gets a spot on that starting squad. Brandon's 2 teams going head-to-head next on CDL Live. Stay tuned. All right, CDL fans, welcome back to CDL Live. Our next game about to take place, another preseason game, of course, in this last preseason game day. Should be a good one on our hands. Our first 2 games that we've had here on CDL Live, both of them going into overtime. Excellent matchups. This one could be no different. And Turbo 15 getting that captain spot there today from Brandon, and he's pre-selected his lineups for both games. Getting all of his teams practice up, well, let me tell you, Turbo 15 Turbo, I think he's moved beyond practice. But nonetheless, after a very impressive first game, we'll see how he does today, though, if he gets the call to go out there. You know, in other words, these 2 have to go down, but nonetheless, lineups. Godzilla. Brandon sent a lot of these cars in himself to compete for his teams. And we'll see how this one does. Godzilla will get his first start for the Tampa Bay Gators today. And he's the front runner, no less. Coming out after him will be 47 Ronin, car that is well tested in this league without a shadow of a doubt. So good defensively. At the captain spot will be Ratified. It's a good offensive car, kind of a sledgehammer hitter, kind of. And then at 5-point gainer, a car that at the beginning of the year last year struggled with consistency, but somehow is made some of the most amazing defensive plays to stay up that we may have ever seen. I mean, the car with the brain, Battle, takes the 5-point gainer spot today. Now to the home side of the field. The Mexico City Jaguars, looking to go 2-0 in the preseason. Starting off for them will be Jack-O-Lantern, followed by Phantom, 15 Turbo coming off a huge performance against San Jose. Looking for the same kind of result here today if his number is called. What should be number 15? And a 5-point gainer, 917. All those cars looking to make their case and prove what they're worth here. And I would suppose Godzilla is from the Tampa Bay side without a shadow of a doubt. See, he gets his debut against Jack-O-Lantern here. Both these cars in their, well, actually it's just Godzilla because debut for Jack-O-Lantern was yesterday, but he didn't even get to come out. We'll see how he does here. He goes down right away. Godzilla getting a good flip there, 5-0 in favor of the Tampa Bay Gators. Out comes Phantom now. And Phantom kind of getting a pin there. Takes Godzilla down. This game is tied at 5. And now 47 Ronin comes out, and that is going to be an interference. These two were teammates, actually, last year. Going head-to-head now. Tampa Bay actually made it to the playoffs. Had an early exit, and that is an interference. So 47 Ronin is saved. Another interference. And you know, throughout this match, it just seems like Ratified is taking the biggest beating, and he's not even on the field right now. He's getting slammed to on the sideline there. But that time, doesn't have to worry about Phantom flying into him again. Score is now 10-5 in favor of Tampa Bay, and here comes 15 Turbo. Looking for the similar type of performance, but yeah, 47 Ronin. He's good defensively. And that's something 15 Turbo will learn really quick. So that one might have been an interference, but both cars still up anyway, and going to be on their own sides of the field. And this time, 15 Turbo is down. The defense of 47 Ronin just a little too much. And the Tampa Bay Gators not only have a win, but it's a pretty dominant one. 15-5, the final score. The Gators get the win over the Mexico City Jaguars. And when you watch Mexico City play in that last game, you kind of would thought like, oh, maybe these guys are almost like the Mexico soccer team, to where you put them on home turf and they just run wild on teams. But nonetheless, Tampa Bay, a good win on the road against Mexico City. Coming up next on CDL Live, Tim Geiser can't be here with us. You know, still recovering. We wish him the best of luck with that, but his team is playing next, both of them, as a matter of fact. Philadelphia Demons, Rochester Tomahawks. Head-to-head next on CDL Live. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back, CDL fans. Our next game, another preseason game in this last preseason game day. Both of Tim Geiser's teams on the field. He unfortunately can't be around watching this right now. Unfortunately, as I believe I mentioned before, we hope you get well soon, Tim. Suffering from third-degree burns. He's recovering, though. He's making a recovery, undergoing treatment and whatnot. And we expect to have him back in the CDL, hopefully within a few weeks, if not a couple of months. But we're hoping for the quickest, speediest recovery, like tomorrow. But nonetheless, his two teams on the field right here, right now. We got the Philadelphia Demons set to go head-to-head with their D-League affiliate, the Rochester Tomahawks. Should be an entertaining battle. Hartford really had a dominant game yesterday against Rochester. 46 Junior pulling the weight. Now, when we look to the Philadelphia Demons, Silver and Black Attack Jr. gets the same chance. Can he do something here? We'll find out. He'll be starting things off for the Philadelphia Demons. Coming out after him, Silver Molina. Then Pink Indy. And at 5-point gainers, it's going to be Silver Demon. So now to the home side of the field. Coming out first for the Rochester Tomahawks is El Rey, followed by Redemption. Black Silhouette takes the captain spot, and Split in Two takes 5-point gain. El Rey looking to have a better performance, and one card that he's been closely compared with is Silver and Black Attack Jr. So here we go. game underway and close to an interference, but there is none. Elray has the flip on Silver and Black Attack Jr. there. And now, Silver Molina out there to battle Elray. And Elray is set down, but Silver Molina, there's a little damage on his side there. They're going to redo some tape. A timeout called by the Philadelphia Demons. Their first of the game. Score tied at 5. Elray with a 1-1 record, but he's beaten the one that he was being compared to the most. Close to an interference. In other words, close to touching that pant leg, but did not do so. Came very close, though. So, a little repair will be necessary. Pretty sure Tim would just love to see those two go at it one more time. But nonetheless, they will have a season to prove their worth. This repair is going to be made to Silver Molina. It's not much of one, just tape right across. Not a serious injury here at all. And the lighter gets pulled out for the first time this year. Well, this season, or preseason. Well, we've had to apply tape, but not lighter yet. But with Silver Molina, try to make it as tight as possible and whatnot, and actually helps him a little bit more to have the heat applied, so to speak. So, he's ready to go. Silver Molina back on the field. Ready to take on Redemption, looking to prove his worth there. Coming out second for the Rochester squad. 5-5 the score. No flip there. Both cars pulling at it. And this time, Redemption is down. Silver Molina looking to be having a good game. He's 2-0, looking to close it out. Black Silhouette now out there. Black Silhouette is down, and good defensive skills to come down on all four wheels by Silver Molina. And it's like a repeat of yesterday between Tim's two squads. The pro squad dominating after the first car. 15-5, the final score here. The Philadelphia Demons have the win over the Rochester Tomahawks. Good game for them, and by all means, looking forward to their season. They got it. So, for any Demons fan, long live the Demons, Tim once said. Well, long live Tim Geyser. Get well soon, brother. We miss you here on CDL Live. Next game coming up, the main event of this second and last preseason game day. Jim Hull Sr. Chicago Wind Attack on the road to take on their D-League affiliates, the Toronto Canadiens. That one coming up on CDL Live. Stay tuned. All right, folks, welcome to our main event here on CDL Live. Should be an entertaining matchup, I would definitely believe. Two-time Soldiers Cup champions back in 2012 and 2013. The Toronto Canadiens. They actually won the very first two Soldiers Cup finals. They are on the home side of the field to take on their pro affiliate, the Chicago Wind Attack, Jim Hull Sr. squad. Should be an interesting matchup as Chicago faces a lot of questions coming into this season. They've done well. They made it to the playoffs. But as far as getting back to the conference finals, getting into a crash bowl, they haven't been to the conference finals since 2011. So, Chicago looking to fit the right pieces of the puzzle, and that has become a challenge for them. They have a chance to maybe do something here and maybe observe some things. But nonetheless, Chicago Wind Attack, Toronto Canadiens. Let's get a look at the lineups. Chameleon will start things off for Chicago today. Coming out after him will be Inferno. At the captain spot is Highlight. And at 5-point gainer is R. So it's basically heavyweight offense there and defense. Now to the other side, Toronto. The Canadiens come out with Glitter, followed by Monkey Ball. Now, both of these cars here both belong to the Chicago Wind Attack. They sent them down to the D League. Both of them looking to make an impact today to be pulled up from the D League. At the captain spot for them, sent down by the Gowanda Outlaws at 686, good defensive car. And at 5-point gainer is Garth. Toronto played Gowanda in yesterday's preseason game day, and Toronto got close to win, but lost the game 15-10. Gowanda got the win over them. So we'll see what the result will be today. Chicago and Toronto, Chameleon and Glitter set to go at it. Game on. It's our main event of the second and final preseason game day. And Chameleon and Glitter are both down. So it didn't take long for that to happen. Niku, get down from where the computer is at. You might see a cat get killed. Anyway, joking. Anyways, Inferno now out there against Monkey Ball. Niku investigates the table around you. And stepping over it. You guys are watching the game. I'm watching what my cat's doing, folks. As these teams go at it, and Monkey Ball goes down at the hands of Inferno. Two veterans going at it, both with pro experience. But Chicago takes a 15-10 lead. 686 now out there for the Toronto Canadiens, and he goes down in Inferno, proving he deserves a spot on the starting lineup for the Chicago Wind Attack. Wind Attack getting the win 15-5 the final. They defeat the Toronto Canadiens. So an impressive performance by Chicago here today. No doubt about it. 15-5 the final score, and that does it for preseason. The next time you see CDL action, probably going to be D-League action, because on the 16th of February, we are planning to have up our first D-League games of their regular season. So some good matchups going to be happening on that day, including the main event that would be happening that day. It's going to be Syracuse raising their banner home against their division rivals of the Eastern Division, the Rochester Tomahawks. So going to be an interesting one. So, and then after that, on February 23rd, we start the Pro League's regular season. Los Angeles Blades home against the Buffalo Warriors in the season opener. And then to end out that game day, we are going to be seeing a matchup between Tim Geiser's Philadelphia Demons that you saw out here before and Brandon's San Jose Storm. So, going to be a great day of Demolition Derby when those days come around. We head into the regular season, and the road to Crash Bowl 15 officially going to begin. Till next time, from everyone here in the Car Demolition League, Tim Geiser, get well soon. We miss you here, and thank you for watching. Peace.